How are you doing? And hello, beautiful Seren Stars, and welcome to your tarot oracle bit of everything spiritual reading today. I'm a spiritualist medium. I haven't always used cards, but always loved watching others. I usually just work, face to face or from the energy or from a picture or an object. But I love watching others, so I started, so I'm really excited each time that I do these readings, and I'm amazed by the cards that come out and the synchronicities. Okay, enough of that waffling about that. Always pick a reading as well if I can give any advice and a card that you feel drawn to. And if you don't feel drawn to this card, there are many other lovely readings on my channel that you can go through and see, does this resonate with me? Or there are many other wonderful readers that you can choose from. Okay, let's get into it. And this is about romance. I thought we'd do a bit of a romance reading and relationships, romantic relationships and connections. What is on the cards for you next in romance and love? And I picked this card, the Ten of Swords, and I was like, oh dear. But we can all relate, okay? Whether you're in a relationship, in a difficult relationship that you're not happy in, or whether I feel this is mostly for the single people who've just ended a relationship. You've been through a really difficult time, okay? And probably for many of you, you've had your hearts broken. And there is that sadness and there's that depression and trust. I'm being given the word here, can I trust again? Can I love again? Can I open my heart? Here she is laying here, feeling completely, wounded and broken is the words. And I'm seeing here, but I feel we have lots of positive messages and energy to come. So we are going to shuffle these cards together. So what new romantic... Oh, that one. Okay. That one just flew across the table. I nearly set it on fire. And I'm hearing that song, by Adele. I always get those songs. Set fire to the rain, let it burn. Da, 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 da. So that perfectly matches with this. Okay, I'm seeing the word betrayed. So maybe for a large proportion of you, there may be lots of betrayal. It doesn't all that has happened in your life, okay, in the past or currently around you. It doesn't necessarily always have to mean as in cheating or anything. It can mean, just lying about even silly little things, or not sharing everything with you and being a bit hiding their phone, or being a bit mysterious, or you just have that feeling and that intuition, that inner knowing. Okay, so that could be past relationships, the relationships you're in now, or relationships that are coming to the end. Okay, but that was the song that I was getting there. That's okay. We will come back to this card. So that flew out. Let's go on to the next pack. So Spirit and the cards. And I can relate completely. Okay, like many of us being cheated on and lied to. And you think I'd know, and I do genuinely know and have that feeling, but often in the past have ignored red flags or forgiven because it was hard to let go. We are human. We're on this human path, okay? Or we could have, say, a strong friendship with this person. We've known them a long time. So we forgive, and then the pattern repeats. We can all identify with that. Even myself, who does know, and I often find out pretty quickly because of just knowing things, okay? But I am guilty of ignoring red flags and forgiving. So I feel in this next chapter for you, it's really important, as with myself, to be honest with myself when I look back at relationships or patterns. Okay, and then sometimes they're showing me like historically linking into relationships with my father, and we can see like mine was always distant, mine was always quite toxic, so we can see how that plays out, those patterns from childhood into our own relationships as we get older. So it's about owning that. I'm seeing the words, okay, identifying that, grieving that, this grief here, and understanding that we haven't done anything wrong, because I think we can almost internalize it and blame ourselves, can't we? I think that's really important here, to not blame ourselves, for other people's deceits or lies or negative behaviors. Okay, so I want to send out lots of love and healing to those that may be in that space, releasing and letting go of any pain. Okay, and as we move forward, you can use that learning, that knowledge, to help others, but also for your next phase and your next romantic relationships, and identifying where you need to set boundaries, where you need to say no, and those traits. I mean, think of Katie Price, for example, spread across the news. They've just given me that image here, toxic relationship after toxic relationship. But if you can see back to her childhood and how that all links in, and how she continually keeps repeating, and although she's got these huge red flags waving in evidence from other people, she's been ignoring it still. Okay, that doesn't make her stupid, it doesn't make her bad, it doesn't make her, but it's just this longing for love at all costs. That's the door. Hang on a moment. Hiya, thank you. Bye-bye. Apologies about that. It's the door. Yeah, so they're just showing me that as an example as well. Okay, and she's with that oh god, that Lee Andrews, and again, and sometimes it's hard to see when you're in it. Okay, we have these rose tinted glasses on, and we can't see the wood for the trees, or they're gaslighting you, or they're giving you this fake version of this yourself, or they're promising, and we so want that, either to rescue them or to believe we can change them, or that belief in it's love and that they love us, and we can see it. And I remember looking when it first kind of came out, and I remember thinking, this man is off the charts with and I was seeing images and messages as in is no good. So for all this to come out, is worse than we thought. But it's like forgiving yourself is really important. I think not being hard on yourself, and being gentle with yourself. And you may be feeling like this as a broken sort of person on the floor. You may be like in this survival mode. Okay, you've had the walls, for some of you, the wall pulled over your eyes, as in you've been blindsided. Is that the word? Blindsided to this person. Okay, so often they'll go to extreme lengths to give you this fake version of themselves, or this fake what they say is truth. Okay, and all of us from all walks of life, no matter how educated, non-educated, emotionally intelligent, whatever, at our core we are still that inner child. We're still that, for longing for love and longing for all this. Okay, so I feel that many of us and many of you can probably identify. Okay, we're going to take, that one jumped, so we're going to go with this one. I'm going to shuffle another one of these romance cards. Oh, and see what flies out. But yeah, I just felt that was really important to say that from the images that I was seeing. Forgive ourselves, but use that as a lesson going forward. Use that as a lesson, understanding thyself and our patterns and why we do these things. Why we do these things. We look at sort of psychotherapy and inner child work. We can understand the place that we're coming from. Okay, these have got a picture and a little message. Let's get on with this. Let's any more that you can give us with this card, Spirit, before I move on? They just show me a vision of this woman rising, kind of rising up from the ashes like a phoenix. And then I'm seeing a phoenix, okay? She is rising. And they're giving me that, saying, you knock me when I'm down, you better run when I get up kind of thing. So I feel that you're getting up 10 times stronger, okay? Let's go on to this. Princess of Summer, sensitive, kind, open-hearted, inexperienced. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone to be invited to a social event. Okay. Yeah, and you're probably feeling very sensitive at the moment, or feeling that there's kind of relationships aren't for you, or love is not for you. You've been hurt so many times. Trust. Can you trust? Again, going into this tentatively, they're giving me the words open your heart. Open your heart. They're showing me, yeah, it could be someone coming from the past, someone maybe you went to school with, or college with, or an old work colleague. Okay, I feel this is someone around you, definitely, that you already know. Okay, so you already know this person, you already know their character. Probably people that know them. Okay, is that what they're showing me here? And again, you may feel like this fish out of water, and this timid deer. You're like, oh my god, I just am I ready for this? Can I open up to this? All those kind of feelings that come along here. But you're standing there, you're going to the water, you're kind of like, okay, I'm just going to test the waters, is the word I'm seeing here. But they're giving me build trust. I think it's going to take a lot to build up your trust again. There's no rush. Maybe you've rushed a lot with relationships in the past. They're going to take your time. There's no rush. The right person will respect and value your boundaries. They're showing me here in this message, okay? And respect yourself, I think, most importantly. We understand why we behave certain ways. I think the key to changing that is to recognizing those patterns so we can change that. Being our own kind of caregivers, if you like, if we see ourselves going down that path. I mean, but for single, many of you, being single could be about, self-love is obviously really important. So working on that and not relying on someone else to give you that. But this is about meeting someone and new romance, okay? So yeah, I definitely feel there's someone around you already know. And maybe you don't realize how they feel about you, okay? So look out for the signs and synchronicities, or are they trying to spend more time around you or near you, or message you about something, and you're thinking, why do they keep messaging about that? Or why do they keep saying this in the message? Or why do they keep, because it's not necessarily, if it's work related or someone that comes to do something for you, it's not that kind of relationship. It's platonic at the moment, and they're not sure what to do or what to say. They don't want to overstep the mark, is the words I'm seeing here. So there's all this to and throwing going on. But so yeah, there's definitely someone around you, and I'm smiling and I'm feeling sort of my heart chakra here opening up, okay? They're definitely giving me tentatively, like small steps, Okay, and it's building, the same building this trust with this person. Which card shall I go on to next? Let's go for this one. How beautiful is that? Peridot. Life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and the blessings they contain. How perfect is that for what we was talking about? Noticing your own patterns, looking at our childhood and connections there, with our own sort of caregivers and parents, as we was growing up, and looking at past relationships and patterns, and about making that change, knowing the lessons and knowing thyself. With the green here, we have lots of healing here to be done, and opening our heart chakra there, loving thyself. This special person, they're giving me special, this special person is definitely around you and on the horizon there. If you haven't already met them, I feel for most of you, this is someone that's on the horizon, someone whether it's just an associate or something, okay? But I don't feel at that close level yet, as in terms of connection, but they know you and you know them. Maybe some you hadn't even thought of, okay? But you may not even notice that they thought of you in a certain way. They see your light, they see your beauty. Yeah, and breaking free from these reoccurring negative patterns by identifying them. And it may be someone that you don't usually go for. Maybe like they're showing me not your type particularly. That can be part of the issue. Our type is causing these issues that we go for, okay? But it's so much more than just the physical, is what they're showing me here. It's mentally, emotionally. That attraction may come down the line a little bit later. Okay, you can be attracted to them in all kinds of ways and different facets. It doesn't always have to be that. Sometimes you can get that. Think of it as that instant attraction, and then you get to know them, and then you think, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. You think, what on earth did I see in them? Okay, we can all look back. Okay, so those slow burners is what they're giving me the words here, often turn out better, okay, for you in all areas of your life. It can't just be about this physical thing, it has to be so much more substantial than that, to have a secure base to grow from and to grow this trust and this love and all these other things. How beautiful is that? Okay, let's go on for this one. Through each other, you find the missing pieces, embrace. How beautiful is that? And it's almost like this person who's been kind of longing for you, or probably more into you than you were into them, okay, initially. It's kind of like you're embracing them finally. You're finally letting them in to your heart here, as we see him laying here on her chest in this embrace. There's definitely a strong soul connection, which is really important. Again, not just like this physical aspect of relationship. It's the soul connection is really important too. All right, let's go on to the next card. My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united. For love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. How beautiful is that? These beautiful angel wings. I'm thinking the words God sent, and this person is God sent, is a God send as well, okay? And it's so physically apart. So again, I don't feel like you're that close at the moment. It's like they're on the edge of your life and flitting in. And they really think a lot of you, but they're not in your inner circle, so to speak, at the moment. You don't really have them around and sit, around for dinner and all those kinds of things. So it's, definitely that kind of connection. What else can you give me with these beautiful cards, Spirit? They're giving me the ring finger again. So this is definitely a long-term commitment and a long-term relationship. And they're writing over the top of this card, trust. Someone you can trust, someone you can rely on. They give me the word strength, okay? Honesty. Give me the word honesty. The other way is reliable. And I think these are all things that you've not particularly had before. So at first, they may not seem like your type. They may not seem like the most exciting person in the world, but give them time. Some people take time to open up and show, they might be a bit shy. So give them a chance and give them time, okay? How beautiful is that? I feel like we need to take one more card. Which pack shall I go for? I think I'm gonna go for this one. Just give him a shuffle. What other beautiful messages can you give me? This new love and romance connection coming up in the future. Let's give another shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Ooh, yeah. It can be hard, and even at any age. Oh, that one flew out. Okay. Have faith. Divine timing is at play. So maybe they're giving me available. Maybe you're not available at the moment due to having your heart broken. You're not in that space yet. Or maybe you're both in different relationships at the moment. Or, they've not had or you're both single, but they've not had the courage to come forward and sort of ask you out. Or, all these kinds of different reasons for barriers to that. But they're giving me have faith. Divine timing is at play. Okay. So this is going to happen. This connection is going to happen. It may not be next week, next month, even next year. It may take time, but whatever this is going to happen. This is like a meant to be connection there, okay? And again, I'm seeing the words heaven sent. How beautiful is that? Okay, thank you for joining me today on this beautiful, beautiful reading. And I thank Spirit and the cards, and I surround this with so much love, so much healing, so much courage, and so much faith. And I will see you in your next reading. God bless.